Yo, what's up fam? I just got out of the Suicide Squad movie and I gotta be honest, this movie sucked! No, I'm just playing. It was actually pretty good. No, the movie was actually really good. I think, and this is kind of a crazy idea, but I think the critics bashing it so much really lowered my expectations, so I wasn't really expecting an amazing movie, and it actually came out to be really good. Let's get the number one question out of the way. Was Jared Leto a good Joker? Absolutely. But keep this in mind. This is a grounded, realistic 2016 world, right? And I say realistic in the fact that there are metahumans running around the world doing whatever they gotta do. So keep that in mind, right? He is not your grandpa's Joker. He's not your childhood Joker. He's not Mark Hamill. He's not any of that. He's definitely not Heath Ledger, but it's a good follow-up. And I say it's a good follow-up because Heath Ledger's Joker was more of an anarchist. This Joker is more of a psychopath. Like, in the full sense of like you don't know what to expect from him. So every time he comes on the scene, it's a different vibe every single time, and you don't know what to expect. He keeps you guessing, and that's what made it dope to me, because if I was to really think of a Joker in 2016 and I made him real, this is what he would feel like. He would have a lot of the same mannerisms of like a Pablo Escobar or a drug cartel leader. I mean, he really feels that way to me. He feels genuinely evil, pure evil, and a lunatic at the same time. It's exciting to see that aspect because the crazier the Joker is, the doper the Batman's got to be to go against him, right? They are the yin and yang of this world. But how did everybody else do? Deadshot was definitely on point. Will Smith, the best that he's been in years, to be honest with you. I like Focus. It was a good movie, don't get me wrong. But that's a great lead up to this movie. In this movie, he plays that action hero that we want to see from Will Smith, that we haven't seen in a while. Like, you know, Focus is a good movie, but it's not an action movie, and so it's exciting to see Will Smith in action doing his thing. He gets this one scene where he's taking out everybody, and it looks incredible. I was like, oh my god, the entire time he's just taking out dudes left and right. It looks amazing. It is a spectacle of a movie, no doubt. I watched it in IMAX 3D, and that is the way to see this movie. No doubt about it, man. That's the way to see this movie. If you have the opportunity to watch it in 3D IMAX, do it. They do a special opening for the IMAX, strictly the IMAX version, and it's awesome. It really is a nice touch to kind of get you in the vibe of this world. So I would highly recommend, if you have the chance, if you have the extra cash to spend, do it. Watch it in IMAX 3D. It is definitely worth every penny, and they do a good job of actually showing the 3D. You know, you get to see bullets flying, you get to see fire flying, and it is definitely worth the money for the IMAX version if you can do it. If not, any version of this movie is good. I can tell you that. I really enjoyed it. There are some things in the movie that didn't make the cut, and that's fine, right? I mean, they have to cut these movies down to, you know, get to a certain time, but the movie flows pretty well. I'm not going to say that it's perfect by any means. It's definitely a good movie. There are a few cut scenes where you're like, whoa, that kind of feels incomplete, but it keeps moving. The action keeps going forward. I never felt like there was a dull moment in this movie, whereas Batman vs Superman, as much as I liked it, it had a lot of dull moments, and this movie doesn't have that. To me, I felt like the action was always pressing forward because we always got to see another character story, another character story, another character story, and it was awesome to be able to see those different things, and the fact that you get all these little Easter eggs in the movie. Some of you might not be able to spot them. You might not be able to spot them right off the bat, but I can promise you, there are a lot of cool Easter eggs in this movie. Keep your eye out for them. I'm not going to give anything away, but it's definitely the truth. The Joker scenes got a lot of slack on the internet from critics, but the Joker scenes are perfect. The way that they are, it really does feel like a 2016 Joker. I can't get over how much I liked it. I wasn't expecting to like it, to be honest with you. I saw Jared Leto and I was like, I don't know. I hated the look, the brand new look that they gave him. The first reveal image where he's got the crazy face on, his eyebrows are shaved off. I was like, what the hell is this? I was not feeling that at all. But you don't even notice it in the movie. You just kind of notice the world that he's in and the circle that he keeps, and it feels very grounded, very real. To me, as a Batman fan, obviously, I'm a huge Batman fan. So trust me, the lore of this movie was more than enough for me. My friend David, he actually called it, you know what, it was an escape to this Batman world, and that's what he was excited about, and he hit the nail right on the head. That's exactly what this movie is, man. It's an escape from our world into the DC cinematic world, and I couldn't have asked for a better follow-up to Batman vs. Superman than this movie right here. It is hands down one of the best comic book movies in general, just because of the fact that it's not afraid to go there. It's not afraid to get really real. It's not afraid to get gritty. It's not afraid to go on the edge. Yes, we've seen, comic book heroes and, villains take out hordes of people, but this does it on a different level because these are not heroes at all. These are all bad guys. They are villains through and through, no doubt about it, and you see it throughout the movie. They are still villains no matter what happens, but in this world, they have a chance to redeem themselves, and you see it, and Diablo is probably the best character in this movie, and I did not expect that from Diablo. I really didn't expect him to do much. I thought he was just going to be like a sideways throwaway character, but he is very, very involved in the movie, and his backstory is amazing. The movie makes you feel for these characters. It really does make you feel for these characters because of the fact that we get a little bit of time. These are things that Batman vs. Superman didn't do very well. We didn't get to see a whole lot of backstory except for Batman, and which is why we all like the Batman in the Batman vs. Superman. But Superman, he gets no other context in his own movie, and that's the problem with that movie. This movie, however, we get to see everybody come full circle, and it's really good. Even Captain Boomerang, he has his moments where he's cool. Croc has his moments where he's cool. Everybody in the movie has his moment. Rick Flag, Joel Kinnaman does an amazing job. I really did not expect a whole lot from him, especially because in my mind, every time I saw the trailer, I was just thinking to myself, man, this would have been a lot better if Tom Hardy was in here. And to be honest with you, Joel Kinnaman kills it. He does an amazing job as Rick Flag, but I think Tom Hardy could have took it even further. But now that I've seen this, I kind of like Joel Kinnaman. He's a lot taller, and that plays a factor into the intimidation level and everything like that. So he does a great job. He really does kill it. If it wasn't Tom Hardy, I'm glad that they went with him. He did an amazing job. But this movie is awesome, and it feels good to say that because I haven't been able to say that honestly about any of the summer blockbusters that have come out. Captain America Civil War was good. It was definitely good, but they had a build-up, right? So we kind of expected it to be good. Especially with the critics bashing on this movie, I did not expect it to be good, and so I attribute a lot of what I'm feeling right now to those negative criticisms. I mean, really did an amazing job. David Ayer, hats off. I bow down to you, sir, because this movie is awesome. You did a great job with the time that you had, and with all the stress and everything that you had as well, man. Golly. Amazing job. Finally, I'm going to get to my score, guys. I know there's so much to talk about, a lot to talk about, but I want to keep it all spoiler-free. I don't want to talk about any spoilers or anything like that, but I got to be honest, as far as the rating of this movie goes, I can tell you, I liked it more than I like Batman vs. Superman. Except for those Batman scenes. Let me clarify. Except for those Batman scenes, those will always be near and dear to the heart right here. But in any case, guys, the movie was awesome. I'm definitely going to rate it higher than I did Batman vs. Superman. I would say BVS is a 7.5, hard 7 is what I would rate it now that I've seen it a few more times. This movie, I'm going to give it 8.5, almost 9. And the reason I would say 8.5, almost 9 is because I wanted more Joker scenes. In fact, every scene I wanted just a little bit more of. They do a really cool thing with the music and the characters, and really I wanted more of those moments. I didn't want those moments to stop, so I wish there was a little bit more of that. If there would have been more of that, I would have given it a hard 9 for sure, no doubt about it. But an 8.5, this movie is awesome. It's definitely better than X-Men Apocalypse, I can tell you that. It's better than Ghostbusters, definitely way better than TMNT Out of the Shadows. Sorry guys, that movie just plays like a Saturday morning cartoon. This movie plays like a real movie that is for real grounded in 2016. It is definitely going to be a hot summer movie, and I think it's going to have legs. From the critics, it didn't seem like it was going to have legs, but this movie's going to have legs to grow on. And what that means, if you don't know what that means that this movie's not only going to make this money this weekend, this movie's going to make money every weekend after that, just like Deadpool did. Now, I don't know that it'll get to Deadpool numbers because that was insane, but I know that they'll definitely profit off of this movie. There's no doubt in my mind that they'll profit on this movie. I plan on seeing it at least 2 or 3 more times in the theaters just because it is a spectacle of a movie. It's definitely something that you want to see in a theater. Don't redbox this. Go out, watch this movie. It is awesome, because I can promise you, if you sit back and you wait for it to go on Redbox, you're going to hate yourself that you did not go out and watch this movie. Definitely, like I said, 8.5. I might even go 9. I'll wait to process that 9 after I've seen it a few more times, but everything fits. The music, the cast is amazing. As a fan of comic book movies, this movie is worth watching. It is worth every penny you could possibly spend on it. I'm excited. I'm excited to see more Suicide Squad movies, because this movie's definitely getting a sequel, no doubt about that. It's too good not to get any sequels. So I'm excited to see how that goes, what other stories they can tell in this world, just of the Suicide Squad, not even the whole Justice League or, you know, Justice Society or any of those other cats that are in the DCU, but any of these Suicide Squad stories. I'm excited for it. It is definitely a movie worth checking out, guys. Thank you so much for checking out my review. I really do appreciate it. Please leave some comments, leave some likes. Tell me what you thought of the movie. Tell me if you had some criticism. I'd love to talk to you about it, man. I'd love to chat it up with you, because all this chit-chat's gonna get you hurt. Anyways, guys, alright, I'm out. My name is Chris Vargas. Peace.